Good morning, students. Today we'll see Science and Technology Part 1, in which third chapter is Chemical Reactions and Equations. In this chapter, we'll see topics like chemical reactions, rules of writing chemical reactions, balancing a chemical equation, and types of chemical reactions. Some of the scientists of 18th and 19th century carried out fundamental experiments on chemical reactions. They proved from their experiments that during chemical reaction, composition of the matter changes and that change remains permanent. On the contrary, during physical change, only the state of matter changes and this change is often temporary in nature. Identify physical and chemical changes. Transformation of ice into water is physical change. Cooking of food is chemical change. Ripening of fruits is a chemical change. Milk turned into curd is chemical change. Evaporation of water is physical change. Digestion of food in the stomach is chemical change. Size reduction of naphtha balls exposing to air is physical change. Staining of Shabad or Kadappa tile by lemon juice is chemical change. Carry out the following activity with the help of your teacher. Apparatus, thermometer, evaporating dish, tripod stand, funnel, Bunsen burner, etc. Chemicals, limestone powder, copper sulfate, calcium chloride, potassium chromate, zinc dust, sodium carbonate, phthalic anhydride, etc. Procedure. Carry out the activities 1 to 5 as given below. Read and record the temperatures in the activities 2 to 4. 1. Take a spoonful of limestone powder in an evaporating dish. Heat the dish strongly on the high blue flame. Number 2. Add zinc Zn dust into the copper sulfate CuSO4 solution. Number 3. Add potassium chromate K2Cr2O4 solution to barium sulfate BaSO4 solution. Number 4. Add sodium carbonate Na2CO3 solution to the calcium chloride CaCl2 solution. Number 5. Take phthalic anhydride in the evaporating dish. Close the end of the stem of funnel with a cotton plug. Keep this funnel inverted on the evaporating dish. Heat the evaporating dish on a tripod stand slowly on a low flame. What did you observe in the funnel during heating? Observe and keep a record of the physical and chemical changes that you experience in your daily life. A physical change takes place due to change in the parameters such as temperature, pressure. Often a physical change is reversible. The composition of matter remains the same in the physical change. For example, ice is transformed into water on heating and water is transformed into ice on cooling. On the contrary, if the composition of matter changes during a process, then it is called a chemical change. When we call a particular process or phenomena as a chemical change, some chemical reactions are taking place in the concerned matter. A chemical reaction is a process in which some substance undergoes bond breaking and the are transformed into new substance by formation of new bonds. The substances taking part in chemical reaction are called as reactant, whereas substance formed as a result of chemical reaction by formation of new bonds are called as products. For example, formation of carbon dioxide gas by combustion of coal in air is a chemical reaction. In this reaction, coal, that is carbon and oxygen from the air, are the reactant, while carbon dioxide is the product. A chemical reaction is represented by writing a chemical equation. Let us first look at a chemical reaction. In the activity 2, a colorless solution of zinc sulfate ZnSO4 is formed on addition of zinc dust in the blue solution of copper sulfate CaSO4. This chemical reaction can be written in brief as follows. Aqueous solution of copper sulfate plus zinc dust gives aqueous solution of zinc sulfate plus copper. This is equation number 1. This simple way of representing a chemical reaction in word is called as word equation. A word equation can be written in further condensed form by using chemical formulae as follows. CuSO4 plus Zn gives ZnSO4 plus Cu, equation number 2. The representation of a chemical reaction in a condensed form using chemical formulae is called as chemical equation. In the above equation, copper sulfate CuSO4 and zinc Zn are the reactants. They react with each other to form copper particles Cu and a solution of colorless zinc sulfate ZnSO4 as the product, having totally different properties. The ionic bond in the reaction CuSO4 breaks and the ionic bond in the product ZnSO4 is formed during the reaction. Writing a chemical equation. Students, let us now see the conventions followed while writing a chemical equation. 1. In a chemical equation, the reactants are written on the left hand side while the products on the right hand side. An arrow heading towards the product is drawn in between them. This arrow indicates the direction of the reaction. 2. If the reactants or products are 2 or more, they are linked with the plus sign in between them. For example, in equation 2, a plus sign is drawn in between the reactants copper sulfate and zinc. Similarly, plus sign is drawn in between the product zinc sulfate and copper. 3. To make the chemical equation more informative, the physical states of the reactants are indicated in the equation. Their gases, liquid and solid states are indicated by writing the letters G, L, S respectively in the brackets. Moreover, if the products in gaseous state, instead of G it can be indicated by an arrow pointing upwards. If the product form is insoluble solid in the form of precipitate, then instead of S it can be indicated by the arrow pointing downwards. When reactants and products are in the form of solution in water, they are said to be present in aqueous solution state. This state is indicated by putting the letters AQ in bracket after their formula. Thus, the equation 2 is rewritten as equation 3 shown below. CuSO4 AQ plus ZnS gives ZnSO4 AQ plus CuS. 4. When heat is to be given from outside to bring about a reaction, it is indicated by sign triangle written above the arrow that indicates the direction of the reaction. For example, the reaction in which slaked lime is formed on heating limestone is written as follows: CaCO3S arrow triangle CaOS plus CO2. Similarly, the fact that heat is released during the reaction between the aqueous solution of copper sulfate and zinc dust is indicated as follows. Copper sulfate aqueous plus zinc solid gives zinc sulfate aqueous plus copper solid plus heat. It is necessary to fulfill certain conditions like specific temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. to bring about some reactions. These conditions are indicated below or above the arrow indicating the direction of the reaction. For example, the reaction of a vegetable oil takes place at the temperature of 60 degrees Celsius with hydrogen gas in presence of nickel as a catalyst and is written as vegetable oil liquid plus hydrogen gas arrow in the presence of nickel catalyst 60 degrees Celsius gives vanaspati ghee solid. Equation 6. Special information or names of reactant or products are written below their formulae. For example, copper on reaction with concentrated nitric acid gives reddish colored poisonous nitrogen dioxide gas. However, on reaction with dilute nitric acid, the product form is nitric oxide gas. Balancing a chemical equation. Observe the table aside on the basis of equation 9. It is seen that the number of atoms of the element in the reactant in this equation is same as the number of atoms of those elements in the products. Such an equation is called as balance equation. If the number of atoms of each element is not the same on the two sides of an equation, it is called as unbalanced equation. Steps in balancing a chemical reaction. A chemical equation is balanced step by step. Consider the following equation as an example. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus water. Step 1. Write the chemical equation from the given word equation. NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Step 2. Check whether the equation 10 is balanced or not by comparing the number of atoms of the various elements present on the two sides of the equation. It is seen that the number of atoms of all the elements on the two sides are not the same. It means that the equation 10 is not balanced. Step 3. It is convenient to start balancing an equation from the compound which contains the maximum number of atoms. Moreover, it is convenient to first consider that element in this compound which has unequal number of atoms on both sides. 1. In the equation 10, there are two components Na2SO4 and H2SO4 which contains the maximum number, that is 7 atoms each. Any one of these can be selected. Select the compound Na2SO4. Further, select sodium for balancing as the number of atoms of sodium in this compound is unequal on both sides. It should be remembered that the formula of the compound cannot be changed while balancing the number of atoms. It means that here to make the number of sodium atoms in the reactant as 2, the formula NaOH cannot be changed to Na2OH. Instead, a factor of 2 will have to be applied to NaOH. Write down the resulting equation 10 dash on doing this. 2. Check whether the equation 10 dash is balanced or not. We find that the equation 10 dash is not balanced as the number of oxygen and hydrogen atoms are unequal on the two sides. First, balance the hydrogen number as it requires a small factor. 3. Apply a factor 2 to the product H2O for balancing the equation 10 dash. Now write down the resulting equation 10 double dash. 4. Check whether the equation 10 double dash is balanced or not. It is seen that the number of atoms of all the elements are equal on both the sides. It means that the equation 10 double dash is a balanced equation. Step 4. Write down the final balance equation again. In this way, a balanced equation is obtained from the unbalanced equation by applying proper factors to appropriate reactant or product so as to balance the number of each element in the steps. Types of chemical reactions. We saw that in a chemical reaction, reactant get converted into new substance called product. During this, some chemical bond in the reactants break and some new chemical bonds are formed so as to transform the reactant into the product. In this chapter, we will be studying the types of reactions in detail. Types of chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are classified into the following 4 types in accordance with the nature and the number of the reactant and the product. Combination reaction. Try this: apparatus, test tube, glass rod, beaker, etc. Chemicals: hydrochloric acid, ammonia solution, slaked lime, etc. Take a small amount of hydrochloric acid in a test tube. Heat the test tube. Dip a glass rod in the ammonia solution and hold on the top of the test tube. You will observe white smoke emanating from the tip of the glass rod. What must have happened? Due to heating, HCl vapor started coming out from the test tube and NH3 gas come out from the solution on the glass rod. The ammonia gas and hydrogen chloride gas reacted to form the salt ammonium chloride in gaseous state first, but immediately due to the condensation process at room temperature, it got transformed into the solid state. As a result, white smoke was formed. The chemical equation for this is as follows: NH3 gas plus HCl gas gives NH4Cl solid. Activity 2. Hold a magnesium strip in a pair of tongues and ignite. On burning in air, a white powder of magnesium oxide is formed. This reaction can be written in the form of the equation as shown below. 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Reaction: magnesium oxide is formed as a single product by combination of magnesium and oxygen. Activity 3. Take a water in a beaker up to half of its capacity. Add a few pieces of slaked lime, calcium oxide CaO to it. Calcium hydroxide CaOH twice is formed by combination of calcium oxide and water with generation of large amount of heat. The reaction can be written as CaO plus H2O gives CaOH2 plus heat. When two or more reactants combine in a reaction to form a single product, it is called a combination reaction. 2. Decomposition reaction. Try this: apparatus, evaporating dish, Bunsen burner, etc. Chemicals: sugar, calcium carbonate, sulfuric acid, etc. Procedure: take some sugar in an evaporating dish and heat it with the help of Bunsen burner. After some time, you will see the formation of burnt out black substance. Exactly what must have happened in this activity? In this activity, a single reactant, sugar, is divided into two substances, carbon and water. The reaction in which there are only one reactant giving rise to two or more products is called as a decomposition reaction. Students, we have studied in the previous standard that water decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen gases on passing electric current through acidulated water. This decomposition takes place by means of electrical energy. Therefore, it is called electrolysis. The chemical reaction in which two or more products are formed from a single reactant is called decomposition reaction. Displacement reaction. We saw in the beginning of the chapter that on adding zinc dust to the blue colored copper sulfate solution, a colorless solution of zinc sulfate is formed and heat is generated. The equation for this is given above. From that we learn that zinc ion formed from zinc atoms take the place of copper ion in copper sulfate, and copper atom formed from copper ion come out. It means that zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. The reaction in which the place of ion of less reactive element is in a compound is taken by another more reactive element by formation of its own ion is called displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. We have seen in the equation 9 that a white precipitate of silver chloride is formed by an exchange of silver and sodium ions present in the reactant. The reaction in which the ions in the reactant are exchanged to form the precipitate are called double displacement reaction. Recall the activity 3 in which you added potassium chromate into the solution of barium sulfate. What was the color of the precipitate formed? Write the name of the precipitate. Write down the balance equation for this reaction. Last, will you call this reaction a displacement reaction or double displacement reaction? Thank you, students. We will conclude the remaining part of this chapter in the next video. Till then, bye. See you soon.